Jenkins' second is good. 77-61 now. Time running out on the Iona Gales here on St. Patty's Day. UConn just beat time strike.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
When you've been in a wreck, you're hurting, you're confused, the insurance company's calling you.
Insurance companies are not your friend. They have a duty to their shareholders, not to you. That's why you need to call us to make sure that you are maximizing what you are entitled to.
We've recovered over $100 million for our clients. Every case is different, no result is guaranteed. But one thing's for sure, we'll treat you like family.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Play ball!
It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, the Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome out to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex as we get you set for our first EPAC game of the high school baseball season. It's Martinsburg taking on Hedgesville here at the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. The Bulldogs come in 1-0 after a win over Petersburg. Hedgesville with a loss to St. Maria Goretti last night, so they are 0-1 to begin the season. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin. Our cameraman is Dylan Bishop tonight. Back in the studio is Spencer Dupuis. And Trip, first EPAC game of the year, big rivalry between Hedgesville and Martinsburg, so it doesn't get much bigger in this one. I mean, obviously, Martinsburg Jefferson in baseball might be a little bit bigger, but I mean, this one certainly has that crosstown rivalry.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Martinsburg Jefferson is more of a regional matchup. This is a sectional matchup. Each year these guys go for that #1 seed. In Martinsburg last year, taking 2 victories from Hedgesville, but Hedgesville, as you see in the lineup tonight, you'll see it here later. They got 7 seniors. 7 of those guys played in those games last year and felt those couple losses. And, last year Lane threw a heck of a game against Martinsburg. At Martinsburg, you only gave up 2 hits in 4 innings. Unfortunately, There was 4 or 5 there unearned runs off of a lot of errors that were made. It was just an early game, a lot of mistakes on both sides. It got a little chippy, got a little heated, and which created some rivalry here as the season went on. So it was really fun to watch. And I think, tonight there's cooler heads that prevailed over the season, but don't think for 1 minute that rivalry isn't there, and Hedgesville doesn't want that revenge from those 2 losses last year.
Yeah, definitely. You mentioned Layton DeLauder on the mound for Hedgesville tonight. Carson Buber on the mound for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. So 2 of the best young pitchers in the EPAC, but really different styles. DeLauder, that's 6'6", more of a power pitcher. Buber relying on his off-speed pitches and movement of the baseball.
Yeah, I mean, Lane is just a tremendous statue out there on the mound. I mean, who wants to look out and see 6 foot 6 inches coming at you, sort of the Randy Johnson big unit look as he reaches down that mound and makes that 60 foot 6 inches feel a lot shorter. And then he does have, a mid-80s fastball. And if he's on, he's going to be really hard for Martinsburg to hit. Martinsburg's a little younger, hasn't seen, they don't have the returners that Hedgesville had. So, it's going to be interesting to see how the young guys do against Lane. It's going to be interesting to see, how Lane progressed last year over the summer and what he looks like now. He's battling a little bit of an off-throwing arm injury, so a glove side wrist injury that's kind of hampered him a little bit. Probably keep him out of the lineup from hitting for a little while, but he'll definitely be a problem on the mound. And Buber, of course, last year as a sophomore, just come out of nowhere and give Martinsburg, 6 of those 26 wins came while he was pitching.
Yeah, he returned as the guy with the most innings pitched for the Bulldogs. So part of a young Martinsburg team. Tripp, we kind of know about the guys that return, Buber, Sifford, Lupus, Canby. The rest of these guys are pretty much new. You have Murphy Clement, who people obviously know due to his football success. Reisenweber, has the name. But when you look at this team, this is a young group. Out of these young guys, is there anybody that you're looking at and you think has a great chance to have a breakout season?
Well, definitely Braden Oviedo has an opportunity. I mean, he's playing shortstop, so as a sophomore, he's playing a leadership role there, playing a lot of shortstop. But you have Ben Reisenweber there on the other side. Second base comes from a baseball family. Jack was a 2 or 3 year starter here, and he played a lot in the summer. Went to University of Charleston, so I'm sure he played a lot of backyard baseball with his brother and following there. So, but I think when you look at that lineup, I mean, you got Jameer Brown coming up as a freshman. As soon as he, he's humbled by the game right now, humbled by the start, but as soon as his confidence kicks in, he's going to be I think he's going to be a really good baseball player, really a big help for this team, a big target over there at first. But, I think all of those guys, Owen Rupenthal is going to have to pitch this year, left-handed, has a little bit of a Trevor Bohr type of style. So, each year, these coaches, in fact, get these young men, they put them in opportunities to win, and they just have to perform, next man up.
All right, we're going to take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll get into our coaches' interviews. This is the Skinner Law Firm Countdown to First Pitch, brought to you by the Skinner Law Firm, Injury and Consumer Rights Lawyers. Call 304-245-6613 or go to skinnerfirm.com. We're back in 2 minutes after this with our coaches' interviews.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back here to Hedgesville High School. We're now getting into our coaches' interviews, brought to you by Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg. If you're looking for some fun nightlife and great food at affordable prices, then dine in at Laddie's or carry out by calling them at 304-263-5233. We'll start with the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Aaron Byler, and then turn it over to head coach Eric Grove of the Hedgesville Eagles.
Now joined by the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Aaron Byler. Coach, your team was able to get a win to start the season. What did you take away from that game?
Well, you try to schedule, in my opinion, you try and schedule a game your first time on the field against, not to say Petersburg's lesser competition, but they're single A, so it's just good to get your feet on the ground and get some game experience in before Hedgesville. Don't take a whole lot away from it, besides we got to get a whole lot better.
Hedgesville, a team that returns quite a bit from last year. You guys have kind of a mixture of young guys and veterans on the squad so far this season. So what are you looking forward to about this matchup, and what kind of challenge do you think Hedgesville presents?
Well, we're very, very young. We're going to start a freshman, 2 sophomores, 3 juniors, and 3 seniors tonight. And just looking at their lineup, they're going to start a lot of upperclassmen. So they definitely have the advantage, so to say, with, experience. We don't have a whole lot of experience. We knew coming in we didn't have a whole lot of game experience, no matter who was on the field. So we're just looking for our kids to compete.
You guys are going to go with Carson Buber tonight on the mound, one of the most experienced pitcher, I do believe, based on innings last year for you guys. Lane DeWater's pitching for them, so good pitching matchup. What are you looking for out of Carson here tonight?
Yeah, I don't think anybody was surprised or will be surprised when they see who's on the mound for us or see who's on the mound for them. Just looking for Carson to throw strikes, command the zone, and we got to play defense behind him. If he does that, if we can get a little offense going against Lane, who's very, very good, we'll be okay. But we got all the faith in the world in Carson.
Where do you, go to from the lineup perspective? Lane, obviously a very good pitcher. How do you, try to manufacture some runs against him?
Well, every night we try to put our best 9 hitters in the lineup, so that's what we tried to do tonight with the 9 guys that are in the lineup based off 2 scrimmages and 1 game. So, tonight's game, early on in the season, the lineup may look a lot different come sectional time. So, we need those guys to have good at-bats, not chase pitches out of the zone, put the ball in play, and try to put a little bit of pressure on them.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Now joined by the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Eric Grove. Coach, first EPAC game here this season tonight. What have you liked out of the guys so far in preparation for this one?
Well, I thought we played pretty well yesterday, but we walked 13 batters, and some of that was some just circumstances of that game. But I think that we showed a little resiliency. We hit with runners in scoring position, made plays. It's a strange game. We only played 5 innings, and I don't really think that we had a put out at first base. So it was kind of a bizarre game, but pretty good pitchers both sides, and I think we'll be hopefully ready for tonight.
Lane DeWater going on the mound for you guys, Carson Buber going for them, kind of the matchup you would expect for a Friday night EPAC game. What are you looking for out of Lane here tonight now as a junior and really starting to, hit his stride as a pitcher?
I think he needs to take the next step, get deeper into games, pitch with consistency, throw 3 pitches for a strike. He's who we want on the mound, but we have a few that we trust, and just happens to be his turn because Jackson's been coming back, and Tanner's going to go tomorrow. We're working through some things, but I was a little bit concerned about this first week, just given who we're playing and 3 games in a row. It's going to be tough for us, but I hope we're up for the task tonight.
Young Martinsburg team on the other side. They got some guys that return that you're familiar with, but a lot of new guys. But obviously it's Martinsburg, a very solid program. So what do you know about them, and what are you kind of looking forward to about this matchup?
I'd imagine that they're going to be well coached and disciplined at the plate. when you're younger like that, you don't know the nerve factor, but at the same time I think people expect fairly good things out of us, so we have to get over that. And I think that they'll be ready to play, and I hope that we are too. You can't take any games lightly in the EPAC because everybody's pretty good. So just hope our kids come out from the first inning ready to play, and I expect Martinsburg to be there and compete, and we don't ever take them lightly.
Anything you're looking for out of the lineup tonight, in particular maybe going up against Carson, that you guys kind of know about to maybe get some hits and get some runs across?
I definitely think, first of all, he's one of their better middle infielders, so we want to see them playing on grass for the first time versus their turf that they've been playing on. And I think that, we can move runners and hopefully hit the ball in the gap a few times like we did last night. I think we'll score some more runs, and I think if we score 11 tonight, I'm going to feel pretty good about it.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, sir.
So those were our coaches' interviews. We'll take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll continue to break down this matchup. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market. Rock's Grab and Go is made fresh daily. Grab and Go, now available at Rock's local market.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
You can play, work, and explore without joint pain. Whether it's a strain, sprain, or fracture, WV Medicine, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine can help you live without joint pain. Our expert team of surgeons offer the exceptional care you expect for the injuries you don't, specializing in joint replacement, sports and traumatic injuries, hip and knee disorders, foot and ankle surgery, hand and wrist surgery, and shoulder reconstruction. Call 304-725-BONE today to learn how you can live without joint pain.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
To Hedgesville, to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Martinsburg taking on the Hedgesville Eagles here tonight in the first EPAC broadcast of the year, and the first EPAC game of the year. And it's Martinsburg, Hedgesville, big rivalry matchup. Let's get into our weather, brought to you by CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg on Foxcroft Avenue, home of the lifetime limited powertrain warranty with every new vehicle that we sell at no additional cost to you. Tripp, looked like there was potentially going to be some rain earlier today, but it's held off.
That sold his. So
far, 58 degrees here. Still a little bit of a chance of rain in the evening, but it looks like it's going to turn into a pretty nice night, and that's good to see. I mean, temperatures could drop down into the 30s, but for early March or mid-March, it's not too bad.
It's nothing like that Musselman Light Ridge game when that wind was howling and they looked out there and they had their face mask on. You could tell they were cold and the swings weren't that good. And, yeah, it's just not fun to play baseball in the cold, unfortunately. Right, we're in an area where it's hit or miss. It could be really cold or it could be really nice. I think tonight's basically what you would expect for a March night. So I think it's going to be a good night.
And that's kind of what we've grown accustomed to. You play a lot of games in a short amount of time during high school baseball season. So, it is kind of that cold weather at times that you have to deal with, but it kind of is what it is. Some other things that we have our first pitch just a few moments ago. Our EPAC baseball roundup. Last night, Musselman fell to Briar Woods. They take on Spring Mills tonight at 7 p.m.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And then
Jefferson's off.
Washington is in action tonight.
Stonebridge.
Against Stonebridge, I believe.
Against a very good pitcher down there going to Old Dominion.
Should be a good one. So, our EPAC Baseball Roundup brought to you by Jambo Construction and Fencing, LLC, a veteran-owned company that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452. And as we get ready for the national anthem, we will take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll get you the starting lineups and first pitch. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
Laura. Hey, Laura. What's with the sunglasses? Ouch! The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
We are excited to announce that Comparion Insurance Agency, a Liberty Mutual company, will be at the 26th Annual Home Show on March 25th and 26th at the Martinsburg Roundhouse. Comparion Insurance agents and Martinsburg residents Glenn Mocker and Chad Williams have access to many insurance companies, allowing them to find the right coverage at the right price for you. From home and auto to life and pet insurance, they have you covered. Be sure to visit them at the show. If you can't make your way over to them, give them a call or send an email. They can't wait to meet you.
We welcome you back to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex as we get into our starting lineups, brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. We'll start with the visitors in the Martinsburg Bulldogs, starting for them and playing center field, number 7, Jordan Camby. Behind the plate, number 4, the catcher, Landon Sifford. Pitching and wearing number 5, Carson Buber. At third base, wearing number 3, Michael Lupus. At second base, number 8, Ben Reisenweber. The designated hitter is Rupenthal, number 9. Brendan Oviedo playing shortstop and wearing number 24. Wearing number 27, Beyond, the first baseman. And Christian Alter will play left field and wear number 15. For the Hedgesville Eagles, that
was Jameer Brown, number 27.
Okay.
Just want to help you out there. Playing first. Go ahead.
Must have read that Byler handwriting.
Yes.
Poorly there. But starting for the Hedgesville Eagles, number 12, Braylon Connor, wearing number 12 and playing shortstop. At second base, number 4, Chris French. At third base, number 27, Mikey Nichols. In right field, it'll be number 7, Jackson Ruest. Designated hitter is Connor Quinn. Number 13 is Tanner Matthew. He is batting 6th. Batting 7th. Number 21, Yadinel Rivera Sosa. batting 8th, number 8, Mason Elliott, and rounding out the lineup, number 9, or in the 9 spot, number 1, Gage Gano. So, Tripp, it's a veteran Hedgesville team with, a good pitching staff going into this one, and a young Martinsburg team that doesn't have a ton of experience in its lineup, but some guys we've seen at the JV level, like Oviedo, do some good things. Reisenweber as well. So, they're getting that opportunity here tonight.
Yeah, you've seen Oviedo come up last year a little bit when, I guess, Edwards went down and they had a couple of issues with some guys being hurt. And then when Boober come up the pitch, Oviedo would come in or Lupus would pitch. So he did get some time last year, but certainly wasn't your everyday starter. So looking for good things out of him. Murphy Clement, who wasn't in the starting lineup, but he's being DH for tonight by Rupenthal, but he's in right field. Young man who was hurt last year, didn't get many innings in. And when you just go down the line, they're just Ben Reisenweber was a JV infielder last year. Owen Rupenthal, first baseman pitcher, DH last year for the JV. And you got Jameer Brown, who I didn't mean to correct you, but it is his very first very first varsity start, and it's probably a big time for him. So, I congratulate him when he was in the dugout there, and he just kind of humbly smiled. So, young man has got a big career ahead of him. And Christian Alter last year was a freshman on the JV team who's out there getting a start tonight. So, very exciting to see these young guys. If they can perform and Martinsburg can be successful this year, they're going to be successful for a few years. And then, you look on the other side of the coin, you see, sometimes when you have 7 seniors in your lineup, that is one of those things where this is our year. We've got to make it happen this year. So Hedgesville certainly has a few guys coming back, but when you lose 7 of your 9 starters, on opening day, then it creates for a lot of rebuilding in a year or two.
As we get ready to see Lane DeLauner take the mound for the Hedgesville Eagles in the white uniforms with the blue numbers, blue letters, blue hat in the front half and white in the back. And then for Martinsburg, it's the gray jerseys, orange numbers, orange letters, black stripe down the side for the Bulldogs, who will lead it off with Jordan Canby, a kid who had a breakout season last year, played for you guys in the summer trip on the post-14 team, and just a really nice kid. He's
a tremendous athlete. I mean, he could do some really good things. They've been talking to him a little bit about his pitch selection. He's very aggressive. He has power. I mean, he can actually, start the game 1-0 if he catches the right pitch. But his job here is to get on. You take a few walks this year. Last year he was a little farther down the lineup, more of an RBI situation. But this year he's a leadoff. He's trying to learn that position early. It doesn't mean you don't hit early if you get your pitch. It just means you're selective and you use your speed, use your eye, use anything you can to get on base. So love to see him take on that role, because I could certainly use a really good leadoff in the summer with that kind of speed.
Yeah, and he wants to steal a few more bases this year. Obviously, Martinsburg replacing the steals leader in an individual season for Hudson Clement, who was in that leadoff spot. Jordan kind of moved around the lineup, played in the 9-hole a little bit, played a little bit in the 2-hole early in the season. But, you mentioned the power. I think he had a home run at Myrtle Beach last year, if I'm remembering correctly. So, has that ability to go deep. But for the most part, this is a Martinsburg lineup that plans on relying on its speed.
Yeah.
You lose guys like Caleb Edwards and a few others that could really they hit the ball well.
Of their 230 innings last year, they're only returning 70. So 160 innings are gone from there. When you look at Morris, Edwards, Paulson, and Triggs, so not only are they young at the plate and experienced in some of this business, we say that Jordan's a guy that came back last year, but he's still an experienced leadoff guy. So a lot to learn even in his new position. Even though we know that by the end of the year he will be just fine.
DeLauner delivers the first pitch, and it misses high and inside. Our first pitch is brought to you by CMA Chevy of Martinsburg. Make your way to CMA Chevrolet of Martinsburg on Foxcroft Avenue today for quality vehicles, a friendly team, and professional service at every step of the way. Chevy, finding new roads.
Yeah.
Next pitch, a called strike. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike here on Jordan Canby.
That first pitch was chin music. That kept his Jordan's got to keep those feet still in there. Next pitch right down the middle. So
the 1-1 to Canby misses low and outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
You know, I always wondered when they talked about pitchers couldn't wear a white wristband or white this or white that, but you can wear a whole white uniform. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't really add up, does it?
No, it doesn't.
The 1-1 is hit hard past the third baseman. Nichols into left field. Canby makes the turn and will stay put at first base with the leadoff single to get things going here in the top half of the first.
Yeah, with the Canby speed, Nichols has to be up on the grass, you know, just in case he wants to lay the bunt down. And Canby hit the ball sharply to his glove side. No chance for Nichols to clean single, no doubt there. And luckily it was handled well out there in left field because Canby made a hard turn. Anything that, if that thing were to make a hop away from Tanner Matthews out there, he's definitely going to second. So a little situational baseball here. Speed on the bases and a good contact hitter, a bunter, a guy who can hit for power also here with Landon Sifford.
Sifford comes to the plate with Canby on first, and he'll take that one outside for ball 1. Landon Sifford got out to an amazing start last season. Cooled off in the middle of the year, but a guy with a lot of talent, and they're excited about what he can do here in his senior season.
Yeah, we couldn't keep him out of the lineup in the summer. He heated up, so they're looking for him to do the same here for Martinsburg.
Throw over to first, gets past the first baseman. Canby is going to easily take second, and he's looking for 3, like you said, Tripp. The throw in from Ruest. Not in time, but Ruest certainly made it close with his arm. But Jordan Canby is in there at third after a mishandling of that throw over from Lane DeLauder. So not the way you want to start your Hedgesville, and really for Martinsburg now a perfect situation.
Yeah, Hedgesville has a huge foul territory over there, and I don't think Canby thought twice that he knew he was going to third. And I thought he had it made cleanly, maybe even without a throw, but Ruest with a cannon out there made that play a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Sifford Stetson now on the 1-0, and all he has to do is get a ball into the outfield. He can probably score Jordan Canby. This one a little high for ball 2.
Yeah, you know, Hedgesville's okay to give the run up on the ground ball and take the out. The defense is back, so anything on the ground that has a down trajectory, Jordan's going to be taking off on that. Anything in the air is going to be tagging here.
The 2-0 to Sifford. Hits the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, if Lane can live there, he's going to be successful tonight. You know, after the base hit and a little bit of air, he's got himself in one of those Jambo construction jams.
See if we can get out of it. The pitch here from DeLauder, a little bit low. 3 balls, 1 strike here on Landon Sifford. Jordan Canby standing on third base.
Certainly didn't miss by much as it was just a little bit low there.
3 balls and a strike on Sifford. Pitch from DeLauder, hit hard towards short. That'll be able to score Canby. The throw to first is in time for out number 1, but Martinsburg takes the early 1-0 lead on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, like I say, Hedgesville trying to avoid the big inning, just stayed back. That ball was laced, 1 hop to a shortstop, Braylon Connor, played it well to the backhand, made a strong throw across. A great play by that young man, but Sifford did what he had to do. With the infield back like that, he's just got to get the ball on the ground. Did his job, gets his RBI, and a quality at bat there. Martinsburg up 1-0.
So Carson Buber will come to the plate. He was 1 down in the inning and a 1-0 lead for the Bulldogs. Top of the first, Martinsburg, Hedgesville going at it in the first EPAC baseball game of the season for both these teams. Buber also doing the pitching tonight, so it's pitcher versus pitcher. DeLauder not hitting due to that injury, so he will just be pitching tonight as the pitch is in there for a called strike. 1 ball and a strike.
That's a corner, the other corner. I mean, inside corner, outside corner, painted with his velocity. Going to be extremely hard to hit.
DeLauder, the junior right-hander, hits the zone with that one at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Carson Buber.
They got him on the gun up here at 82 on that pitch, so he's getting warmed up here for a nice chilly March night. 82 is pretty good for this time of year when you haven't seen live pitching all year.
The 1-2 to Buber, a big swing and a miss for strike 3. Now 2 down in the inning. DeLauder gets his first strikeout of the evening.
Like something he might have took some off speed and looked big to Boober, but he couldn't connect there as the ball rode up and in on him.
So I'll bring Michael Lupus to the plate.
In the last meeting, DeLauder, they got beat there, but he only gave up 2 hits that last time. And just 1 year ago today, as a sophomore, like I say, the errors beat him up on that game, but was very strong against a more experienced Martinsburg lineup last year. So I look for him to settle in and and attack the rest of this lineup here at Martinsburg.
Lupus will take this one for a called strike. Michael Lupus also has a little bit of home run power. He did go deep as well at Myrtle Beach a year ago. The pitch here to Lupus, check swing, and called strike 2.
Yeah, he got fooled on that one a little bit and got out on his front foot. Bat kind of eased over the plate there. DeLauder's feeling a little more confident now.
So he falls behind. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Lupus. Hit hard toward third, but Nichols is right there to make the catch for out number 3. The Bulldogs do get 1 after a Canby single, a misplay on a throw over from first. Jordan Canby takes third and then scores on a fielder's choice hit by Landon Sifford. So 1-0 Bulldogs. We head to the bottom half of the first. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60 seconds.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
You've been in an accident. A distracted driver put texting over safety. Your injuries, loss of income, and medical bills can last a long time, even a lifetime. Our job is to try and secure justice that will protect you and your family for the rest of your life. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Nick Verzolini, Trip Tobin, happy to have you with us. Dylan Bishop, our cameraman, back in the studio. Spencer Dupuis. Trip, Carson Buber takes the mound for the Bulldogs with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, Carson's, going out there. That's what you want when you come out there. You always want to pitch with the lead. That helps you out a little bit. 1-run leads a little bit, not quite as helpful as a crooked number, but certainly having the lead helps.
And of course, you always got all the faith in the world in Carson Buber.
Yeah, we always have all the faith in the world in the Martinsburg pitching staff. And a lot of those guys aren't here, so he's going to have a lot of faith in the world and some underclassmen and some younger guys this year as he has to face a senior-laden Hedgesville lineup here as a junior. And Hedgesville's feeling pretty good about themselves there. They made a couple nice plays that inning, a couple hard-hit balls. You got to give Martinsburg credit. They stood in there and then barreled the ball up a few times against a very hard-throwing Lane DeLauder.
So here's Braylon Connor to lead things off for the Hedgesville Eagles. He takes that one for a called strike on the outside corner.
When you look at Hedgesville's lineup, they have 2 solid leadoff men, and so that's why you see Gage Gano batting in the 9 hole because, those guys can go 1-9, 1-9 either way.
Connor will take this one for another called strike, so Buber, you're off to a good start. Gets ahead of Braylon Connor, the shortstop, on an 0-2 count. The pitch. Might have wasted one there, missing outside for ball 1.
That was a great pitch. That's his location. He threw 2 fastballs out on the outside corner, got the call, so he just went on out a little farther and see if Braylon would try to protect that.
The 1-2. Sits on that outside corner again. It's a called strike 3. Connor goes down without a swing, and we head to Chris French.
Buber working quick. Looks like he's right now has command. And at this level, he's not touching the numbers yet, but 84? So Buber was just touching 84.
So I guess he is hitting the numbers.
That's bringing it pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah.
According to our A radar gun up here with Tony West. He's got both Lane DeLauder and Boober thrown in the mid-80s at the moment.
That pitch, I call him strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Chris French, the second baseman. Lights are on here at Hedgesville at the baseball complex. The 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Boober has adjusted his release a little bit. You know, his arm angle was kind of getting out, putting some stress on his elbow. Just kind of changed that around a little bit. Now he has a little more of a whip. Ball does move. It runs in on right-handers, a little bit away from lefties on his two-seam.
This one hit over the head of Boober. Diving attempt by the second baseman, Reisenweber. Would have been a very tough play. Gets under his glove into center field for a 1-out single.
Good piece of hitting there. Ball got over the plate. Man put the bat on it and give a couple hard hops to the infield right past Boober's glove side. A good diving attempt out there by Ben Reisenweber, and just some good baseball.
So I'll bring Nichols to the plate. Runner on first base. And 1 down here for the Hedgesville Eagles. Hedgesville scoring 11 runs last night, but falling in just a 5-inning game.
There's no lights over there, so when you start putting up 25 runs, it's tough to get a game in 7 innings at that much activity.
St. Maria Goretti. 1-0, or throw over here.
Michael Nichols is certainly someone with home run power, and lots of it. We've seen him leave this yard multiple times, and he was part of that little scuffle last year with Asanovich in that bang-bang play there at first of Martinsburg.
That pitch, a call and strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Michael Nichols.
We're missing some of the key players in that with Hudson Clement and Riley Bubnott here, so those guys were having a good time in that little rivalry last year. But all new faces on the Martinsburg side, and a lot of experienced faces on the Hedgesville side. Remember that.
Runner takes his lead off first, and French. We were trying to keep him close so far. And the pitch to Nichols, a little bit low for ball 2.
Well, we know that Hedgesville's not going to bunt here, of course. So certainly they can stay back, and Lupus is back for a double play, which is what the Martinsburg's playing for, with a larger 4-hitter or 3-hitter here. But he certainly doesn't want to get picked off and take the bat out of Michael's hands for a possible, ball in the gap or a 2-run home run. So I'm not sure if he's going or not here. Doubtful this early, but I'm not sure French's speed. So does getting a very good lead.
Yeah. This one lifted into right field. That will get down for a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Eagles. They got 2 on and just 1 down. And Jackson Ruess coming to the plate.
That was a great piece of hitting there by Nichols. Ball got in on him. He kind of fisted it out there, strong enough to get it over Ben Reisenweber's head and into the green. I think what you seen there with French was, I'm not sure he was ever stealing, but he did a very good job of getting in Boober's head, and distracting him enough that and that helps your batter out at that point. So great job there all around on the Eagles side.
So Jackson Ruess will come to the plate. And Ruess' first pitch swinging goes foul down the left field line. Jackson, a 3-sport athlete in his senior season.
Not sure what's going on at Hedgesville, but they got the height gene over here, right?
There's
another 6'2" or 3, 4 guy, isn't he? Him and Lane got to be close. The man on deck is 6+.
I want to call and strike on the outside. So 0-2 count. Runners on first and second for the Eagles. And French on second, Nichols on first. Ruess fouls that one away. So battling here is Jackson Ruess.
Looked like Boober was trying to come inside that corner. Ruess, quick hands, fought that pitch off there at the last minute. Anything to the right field side, the French with that speed is going to be scoring anything to the grass more than likely. And the outfield has to play back a little bit for Ruess's power.
The 0-2 tipped into the glove for strike 3. So Ruess goes down. That'll bring Connor Quinn to the plate.
Tough spot for Real West coming off the basketball season. I'm sure he didn't get the swings that the rest of these guys got. I'm sure he wouldn't want me to make no excuses for him up here, but no doubt as the season comes along, that bat of his will come alive, and he'll certainly be a big performer in that 3-4 spot for Hedgesville. And, not counting out tonight at all, but just saying that seeing some live pitching after being away and then seeing good live pitching is really, really tough on you. So took some good cuts there, but got Bluber 1 out away from getting off the hook here.
1-1 pitch missing, first pitch here to Connor Quinn misses inside for ball 1.
Connor Quinn, a big young man, DH'd a lot last year for Hedgesville and other guys, a lot of varsity at bats.
DHing again here tonight. The 1-0 is fouled off on a check swing. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 on here for Hedgesville. With 2 down in the inning, a 1-0 lead for Martinsburg here in the bottom half of the first inning. Eagles.
I expect it to be like this pretty much all game.
Looking to drive in the tying run and a big swing from Quinn. But it's a swing and a miss for strike 2. He'll be followed by Tanner Matthew. Another tall kid.
They're big.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Connor Quinn. With 2 outs, the pitch to Quinn. Had a half-hearted swing, hit down the first baseline, fielded by Brown, and Brown steps on the bag for out number 3. So Hedgesville strands 2. Led to the second. 1-0 Martinsburg. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
When you've been in a wreck, you're hurting, you're confused, the insurance company's calling you.
Insurance companies are not your friend. They have a duty to their shareholders, not to you. That's why you need to call us to make sure that you are maximizing what you are entitled to.
We've recovered over $100 million for our clients. Every case is different, no result is guaranteed. But one thing's for sure, we'll treat you like family.
We welcome you back here to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Martinsburg leading Hedgesville 1-0 as we head to the second inning. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Tripp Tobin. Dylan Bishop, our cameraman, Spencer Dupuis back in the studio. And as for Martinsburg, it will be Reisenweber, Rubenthal, Oviedo due up for the Bulldogs. So getting some looks here, Tripp, at some newcomers for this team.
Yeah, the newcomers are coming up. One thing you want to keep in mind during this game is how deep, how many pitches are these managers or head coaches willing to go with their probably their guy, how they feel in this early. Are they on 40, 50, 60 pitch counts? We don't know. We know we've seen we've seen Musselman the other night do 40, 50 counts, and they took guys out. And so it wouldn't surprise me none if Lane, DeLauder, and Carson Buber, were probably, no more than 70, I wouldn't think, 50 or 60. And I don't know what they've been doing all winter, so I can't say that. But I'd still be surprised on a night like this. So this game could come down to these two guys throwing really good games that come down to the bullpen or the next guy in line.
It's a good point, and I think it just kind of depends, too, on the individual kid. For both DeLauder and Buber, I believe they only play baseball, so they might be throwing in the winter and doing other stuff, baseball-related.
Carson threw 20, and that right there is DeLauder's 17th pitch, so they're both pretty much on pace after those 2 innings, after that first inning, excuse me.
The 1-0 pitch here, low for ball 2. So 2-0 on Reisenweber. Ben Reisenweber digging in on a 2-0 count.
With both pitchers hitting that mid-80s on the radar gun, this early is kind of surprising, and that could also change, how long they go. Power pitchers a lot of times this early, you don't want them especially have any long innings, where they set a long time or they're out there laboring a long time. But
especially for high school kids, always important to take care of their arms. 2-1 count here, and the pitch to Reisenweber, a called strike on the outside corner. Bring the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I just say it, so I hope both head coaches are listening because they're both going to play at Post 14 this summer. I need them healthy. And they need them healthy for the sectionals as well. So, and no, all jokes aside.
The 2-2 pitch, pop fouling out of play.
DeLauder let that curveball up, give Ben Reisenweber a chance to see it and get a bat on it. It was a curveball that hung a little bit, didn't get down, didn't have much break on it. Didn't, again, this time of year, you're not sweating much, you're not getting much of that grip. You think you sweat and you lose a grip, but it actually gives you a little bit of grip, a little moisture. When the ball's smooth and your hand's cold, the grip, it's hard to grip it.
The 2-2 pitch is fouled away as well.
Weber hung in there on that fastball that was up and away, got that bat up there. Lawler reached back. I'm sure it was a 80-plus mile-an-hour fastball that he got his hands on.
Yeah, it could definitely be tougher, obviously. They talk about it in football, too. If it's colder, the football's harder to throw. Same thing in baseball. The ball's a little bit harder. Makes it tougher to locate your pitches. 2-2 count, the pitch. High and called for ball 3. So good at-bat here from Reisenweber going up against a guy like DeLauder, and clearly hasn't phased him really.
3 pitches from DeLauder have been up. He probably knows it. He'll make a adjustment here.
Waits for the 3-2, a swing and a miss. Good job by DeLauder to get him to swing at that one and get the strikeout there. That is the second strikeout of the early going here for Lane DeLauder.
It's nothing at Musselman tonight as Alex Bromwell is pitching against Trevor Bohr. And Spring Mills has 3 hits. Musselman's yet to have a hit in this contest. They're in the top of the third. Caden Compton's on first base. And there's 1 out and a 0-0 ball game up there.
Interesting to see how Spring Mills does this season. A lot of unknowns there.
Yeah, and Alex Bromwells came over from, I believe, Williamsport, transferred in. So, it certainly helped that they needed to help them to try to get over that hump. Last year we seen Chase Herndon hold them into some games, but we knew there were times when there was flashes of brilliance in that lineup that they just couldn't hold it together for 7 innings or just didn't have 1 more or 2 more guys that could hit or, close the game out. If Herndon had a closer, they win 6 or 7, 8 more games maybe, right. At times.
2-0 pitch. And they're a pretty young team, so I'm sure they'll bring a lot back this year and potentially be another team to just, you can't count out here in the EPAC. So it'll be a, really competitive season is what we're anticipating. A 2-0 count here. The pitch called a strike at the knees here on Rupenthal, the designated hitter here tonight. And Coach Byler talked a lot about how he's got that top 4 figured out, but then everybody else is kind of going to be moved around probably depending on how they perform.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be dead honest with you, watching those guys, working over at the field, trying to get it ready, seeing them in practice. When you look at Wilt and Grove and so many other guys out there, Christian Alter and Trey Spar, and those guys are, Murphy Clement. There's a class right there that you could basically flip a coin, and you couldn't go wrong. None of them have separated themselves, nor have they hurt themselves. So someone's going to step up and or more. They're going to push each other. I think they're going to make each other better.
2-2 pitch popped up down the third base line. Nichols trying to chase it down. It's going to go into the Martinsburg dugout and keep the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And anytime you have that competition on a team, it can motivate guys, and you'll see, who's ready to step up at this point, who may need some more time. But, good competition's always good, even when you have it within your own team. The 2-2 pitch is fouled away as well, so Rupenthal giving a battle here to Lane DeLauder, and if they can get that pitch count up, especially early in the season, get in the Hedgesville bullpen. They have a game tomorrow as well, so the Eagles are kind of limited on their options in terms of pitching.
Yeah, you look at it everywhere. Musselman's thrown 2 games, thrown 5 or 6 pitchers. How many do they have tonight? And Martinsburg's thrown a couple last night, and they got a game. They got a big game on Monday, and a game on Monday, and a big game on Tuesday. So it's hard to throw these guys 40 or 50 pitches when you don't have enough guys to, it's going to take you 100 pitches to get through the game, 120 if it's a long game. So you could waste 3 guys in one game.
2-2. Rubenthal got fooled on that one for strike 3. DeLauder picking up his 3rd strikeout of the early going and back-to-back here to begin this second inning, but he certainly had to work for them.
Yeah, but Rubenthal had a quality at bat. You got to give him that. He worked the pitch count. He just got fooled by a backdoor curveball. Right-hander to the left-hander. Started in the right-hander's box, dropped it over the corner, which would have appeared to be outside for Rubenthal, but broke in. I agree with umpire Jeff King there on that one. It was just a great pitch that slid in. And I think Rubenthal knew it as well.
Oviedo comes to the plate. He takes that one for a call and strike of the knees. Oviedo got a lot of time last year as a defensive player, but not a ton of time at the plate at the varsity level.
Yeah, he got DH for a lot with Zittel in the lineup there, and he would come in and be a defensive replacement.
This one hit hard on the ground towards second, fielded cleanly by French, and throw is over in time to Elliott for out number 3. So the Bulldogs go down 1-2-3. We head to the bottom half of the second inning. Martinsburg leading 1-0. This is West Virginia High School baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 as the rain starts to come down here a little bit harder at the Hedgesville Baseball Complex.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
March Madness isn't just a time for the best basketball action. March is the perfect month to market your home and beat the real estate market madness. Angela Horner is an Eastern Panhandle native and rooted in this community as a dedicated full-time real estate professional for 15-plus years. Let her put her expertise and marketing plan to work for you. Call 304-725-1001 or visit wvpropertyexpert.com to schedule a free marketing analysis.
We welcome you back to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. Trip we mentioned right as the break started. The rain has started to pick up here. There's some, light drops earlier when I was walking around and you were walking around as well, but now it's starting to come down pretty hard.
Yeah, it's doing pretty good. Everybody's under the umbrellas. It's coming down, enough that it could affect, handling of the ball, from Boober. It's definitely going to be wet and cold. Everybody's hands in their pockets with their hoodies up kind of weather. But these kids are motoring through here, and we'll see how Boober can do this second inning.
Tanner Matthew to the plate, and he takes that one for a call and strike.
Pretty clean inning for Lane. He threw. He's up to 33 pitches now, as Boober just threw his 21st.
Matthew fooled on that one. Tough-looking swing there, 0-2 count on Tanner. He'll be followed in the lineup by Rivera Sosa. And then Mason Elliott, the pitch here. Called strike 3. Matthew goes down looking. A tough pitch.
Seen 3 strikeouts now from each of the pitchers, 3 from Lane DeLauder, and that's the 3rd one for a Boober there. So I believe we're in a pitching matchup here in a little bit of a pitcher's duel.
Yeah, that's what we expected when we saw the 2 names on the scorecard.
And that's the kind of game I know that 14-11 game got a lot of guys in, and I'm sure that game up there at the Washington played against Berkeley Spring was a good starter game, but these are the kind of games you want to cover. These are the kind of games you want to see in the EPAC. This is the kind of a competition you want to see in here.
1-0 pitches that one a little bit high here, and this one lifted and foul. Rivera Sosa, young catcher, got a lot of playing time last year for the Eagles, so even their guys that are younger have the playing experience. He digs in here on a 1-1 count, and the pitch just misses inside for ball 2. He'll be followed by Elliott and then Gano, if we get that far this inning.
They
2
have
balls and
Sosa
strike.
listed as a senior.
Okay.
I think it's Mason's a sophomore, isn't he? Oh, the ball's lifted?
I believe so, yes. This one hit into right center field and fielded out there in right
Clement
by Murphy Clement.
Ball had a lot of air under it. Left the bat. Looked like it might have had a little giddy up to it, but it kind of got out there in that rain and kind of hung up in the air. We lost it here as it went above the press box, and then at that point it just kind of got hung up there for Murphy to corral.
Murphy Clement getting to play baseball this year. He didn't get to play due to that Liz Frank injury he suffered during football season a year ago, but was still part of the team, and now he's back out there and in the field here tonight. So Mason Elliott, the sophomore, coming to the plate, facing a 1-1 count.
Yeah, we got the weather has settled in, and things are going to start getting sticky soon here at that dirt.
1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss for strike 2.
Dylan needs to give you a shot of Nicky Brown down there. That'll tell you what it looks like. Nicky's hoodie up.
1-2 is a called strike 3. Elliott goes down looking. Buber with 4 strikeouts here in the first 2 innings. We head to the third of our score. Martinsburg 1, Hedgesville nothing. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
We welcome you back to the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. The rain continues to fall, but we continue to play baseball, at least for now, as we head into the third inning. Our score 1-0 Martinsburg over Hedgesville, and the Bulldogs coming back to the plate. It's Brown, Alter, Canby due up for the Dogs. Jameer Brown, a young man that you spoke to before to the game trip, as you mentioned in the pregame show, a guy you're excited to see how he does here tonight, and leads off this inning.
Yeah, a big athletic young man, bigger than most freshmen by far. Doing a great job in there. Played a lot of middle infield, a lot of shortstop in his younger days, but has accepted the role of first base here in his freshman season. He get his bat in the lineup, use his height and his length over there at first base. I think it's a good fit, coming in. I think down the road you may see him make the transition across the diamond as he gets older and picks up the speed of the game. But you can't be more happy for a young man that can come in here and prove himself in the spring season there or the scrimmages and that type of thing and get an opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, you look at him, he does not look like a freshman, like you said. But certainly, a kid that Martinsburg hopes can do some big things this year. But Lane DeLauner on the mound still for the Eagles. Bulldogs haven't really gotten to him too much, just one hit. Unfortunately for Hedgesville, they had that throw over that resulted in Canby going to third, and then the fielder's choice from Landon Sifford gave the Bulldogs the early 1-0 lead. But besides that, Lane has been dealing like we expected him to. First pitch here to Brown, misses inside for ball 1.
Yeah, pretty much pitch for pitch with Buber, like you say, except for that throw over that allowed the runners to get in scoring position. Buber gave up the singles that kept the guys at bay, and he got out of it. But DeLauder got the speedy Canby got on and got over to third on a throw over, and that's the difference in the game. Sifford being able to put the ball in play, and just knock it in.
The 1-0 hits the zone for strike one. 1 ball and 1 strike here on Brown as the water steps off and kind of kicks some dirt around the rubber and now digs back in for the 1-1 pitch. And that one misses a little bit low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 count here on Lane DeLauder. So Lane headed to JMU to follow in his brother's footsteps. And we talked about how he projects well, and we'll see if Lane can continue to develop moving forward. But, certainly has the size that you look for in a pitcher. 3-1 count.
The size, has the arm action, has the velocity. Throws downhill. Mound presence that he's developing as he matures is all coming together here. And we got to remember he's just a junior, just a young man. He's a high school player and bright future ahead of him. A little bit of probably sometimes a little stressful when you sign. It takes the stress off of you when you sign early, but when you sign to a D1 college like that, and then of course we can't not mention sort of the legacy that his brother left here. So,
and the legacy left at JMU.
Yeah, and so, but I talked to Lane and Caden and Source and Chase, and they're siblings, but I think they root for each other, and there's not. I don't think. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, maybe, but I don't think that much pressure is that But as a young man, you want to compete, and you want to leave your own mark.
Brown draws the walk there. That will bring Alter to the plate. And we're seeing something similar with Shepherd football. Tyson Bajan, who we had on the show today, he's left his mark at Shepherd. Now Ezra Bajan's going to try to do the same thing in football. So kind of a similar situation there. Two different sports and, different levels of competition, but similar type of storyline, I guess.
Yeah,
1-0 count.
For sure. I'm not sure that wasn't a balk. I can't tell. Oh, they got that. Never mind. They have that cleat cleaner back there, so he's back there. I seen his foot still in the white. They have he has the.
Right, yeah. He's been messing with that quite a bit.
When he turned, you can't see the mound any longer. So when he turned, his foot was on the white, and of course, you have to disengage or it's a balk.
Right, but it's that cleat cleaner back there. I was wondering what that was. But pitch hits the zone there. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Alter. Another guy that played a little bit last year defensively. Didn't see him a whole lot at the plate. I think he was used as a pinch runner a few times as well. 1-1 count here. Runner on first, and Brown takes his lead. 1-0 Martinsburg here in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. Hits the zone for strike 2. Called strike 2 on Christian Alter.
We talked about Jameer, but this is also Christian Alter, sophomore. It's his first varsity start. So 2 young men tonight getting their very first start in very big spots here, as we have them both here batting, 8 and 9 right behind each other.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
You got youth on the bases and youth at the plate.
The next pitch to Alter, fouled away. Hits into that net that is now soaked, and when it hit the net, some water comes off of it. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
He cleared the net with all that do, didn't he?
Yeah.
All these people should go home and listen to us on radio and TV, shouldn't they?
That's not a bad idea if that's what you want to do.
Get in the car.
But, most of the people I'm sure here are, of course, parents. And
the parents will do anything. Look at that.
Right.
That's dedication there.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The next pitch.
Great look.
A little bit low for ball 2. Throw down on the delayed steal from Brown, not in time.
Yeah. Great read by Brown. He seen the ball hit the dirt. Good read, good dirt ball read. You don't generally see that out of underclassmen. So, showing some baseball IQ there, which is something. A lot of times you have a young man at this age who's a freshman who has skills but lacks the baseball IQ or the mentality to play the game at this speed, and that's something that you don't really see. So that's a good thing. I'm sure Martinsburg coaching staff's good, happy to see him, develop not only physically but also mentally in the game.
2 balls, 2 strikes here on Alter. DeLauder looks back at the runner Brown and delivers the next pitch and misses high and outside for ball 3. Salters fought hard for that 3-2 count here in the top half of the third inning with a 1-0 Martinsburg lead.
You say this every time. You do not want to let the bottom of the lineup on. If you can turn, every high school coach wants the lineup to turn over. You attack the bottom and let the top guys get what they're going to get from you, but you get the outs where they're at. And right now Lane has got himself in trouble with the 8-9 hitters.
The 3-2 popped up in the infield. Elliott and DeLauder are going after it. Elliott will call him off and make the catch for out number 1. Brown stays at second base. But it's back to the top of the order in Jordan Camby, who has the only Martinsburg hit so far in the ballgame.
That was a great at-bat, though, for Christian Alter, for, the young man getting his first start, seeing 82 to 84 mile per hour, pushing Lane DeLauder to a 6-pitch at-bat, getting his pitch count up. That's going to come in big later in the game as well. So Martinsburg has to be happy with what they see now. Their 8 and 9 hitters who are making their first start tonight. And DeLauder's rubbing his hand, and I'm telling you, it's wet enough to affect to affect him. You could see Mason Elliott looking up, trying to figure out if he could, in that rain.
Yeah, it definitely makes it even tougher. The game when these two teams played last year is this one misses for a ball 1-0 count. It was that wind at Martinsburg that led to some misplays of the ball with the wind and the lights there. And
seeing some gamemanship here as Canby kind of fake bunted, drawing the first baseman in to see what Hedgesville would do with the man on second.
Pitch here fouled away by Jordan Canby.
We know the last time Jordan ripped the ball down third, so this time Mike Nichols has to be back with the man on second. So maybe that was an attempt to either draw him in to see if he would allow Jameer to take third or just to pull him in so that he could probably try to push the ball by him this time. But Mason Elliott is way up on the grass. And the left side of the field is playing deep.
1 ball, 1 strike on Canby. Runner on second base and Brown. The pitch to Canby is a call and strike, too.
It's a tough pitch to hit. If you live there on that outside corner, especially down at the knees like that, you're going to be successful. And Lane has worked his way out of that count with Alter. Now he's up on the count here with Canby, what you want to be against a dangerous hitter like him. You don't want to be down in the counts.
Even with Sifford coming to the plate, if you can get the 2 outs here, you feel pretty confident if you're Lane DeLauder.
Good job there by Canby. Lane was checking on the runner, left Canby kind of frozen. He called timeout and reset. But Canby wants a hit in the head counts, and Lane wants a pitch, in pitchers counts.
1-0 Bulldogs leading. Brown on second base, 1 out here in the inning. The pitch to Canby is hit hard into center field. Going back on it is Gano. He makes the catch, stumbles, and throws it in time to keep Brown over there at second base. That will bring Landon Sifford to the plate with 2 down in the inning and a runner in scoring position still for Martinsburg.
That was an incredible play by Gano out there. He took off. When they left the bat, I thought for sure it had him burned, but he opened up, took off, and went after that baseball and just made a top 10 play out there. And then Jameer did a great job by tagging up, and he just Gano had gathered himself, got a good strong throw in, and he didn't want to make that third out at third base. So good baseball around there as Canby just tatered that ball.
Sifford takes that one. There's that outside corner, and DeLauder hits it again for strike 1.
If that finds any gap, that's a triple for Canby. So great defense out there behind Lane DeLauder tonight so far.
The 1-0-1 count. Pitch just misses inside for ball 1. 1 ball and a strike here on Landon Sifford, who hit into the RBI fielder's choice his last time up.
You're talking about the defense. I mean, you look at last year's game, there was 12 errors in that game when these teams. So, DeLauder went 4 innings and the score was like 6-1, but he only had to give up 1 earned.
Yeah.
So that's the difference in tonight. Those balls could be dropped or missed or they're hard shots, but they're making the plays tonight, and that's what happens, and that gets you through, keeps you in the game longer, keeps pressure on the other team, and when your defense can help you, you're not going to strike everybody out. I don't care if you're throwing 84 or 88. So your defense has to get back there and make plays, and they're doing that tonight as opposed to last year this time of the year.
Pitch misses outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. And, I mean, this year it's that veteran team. They were pretty young last year, so now that they have that experience, you're expected to make those plays as the ball gets away from the catcher, Rivera Sosa.
Well, Lane's asking
Now
for
allows
another
Brown
ball.
to head to third.
Another dirt ball that got away to the right. To the right of Sosa. Not much he could do with it other than block it and then just kind of retrieve it as Brown walked into third there. So now you got 3-1 count with 2 outs. A man on third and a dangerous batter here, the number 2 batter. Probably one of the better averages on the team throughout the last 2 years here, Sifford.
Sifford takes that one for a called strike. Low and outside corner. The Water hits it again to bring the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1-0 Bulldogs. Top half of the third inning between Martinsburg and Hedgesville. First EPAC game of the year. DeLauder cleans off those cleats. Brown standing on third base for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. The gray and orange uniforms. Hedgesville in the white and blue uniforms. DeLauder steps off the rubber again and resets. Hooks into his catcher, Rivera Sosa, and now resets on the mound. And awaits this 3-2 pitch with 2 down here in the third. The pitch to Sifford, a swing and a miss, strike 3. Rivera holds on to it for out number 3. And we head to the bottom of the third. 1-0, Martinsburg on top. Hedgesville coming to the plate. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
We welcome you back to Hedgesville. It looks like potentially here we're going to see a delay. Coach Grove kind of checking out the box, the umpires discussing, and Coach Byler out there as well. 1-0 Martinsburg here in the third inning.
Yeah, both teams off the field at the moment, and got Jeff King speaking with Coach Aaron Byler, who's, of course, on the road. And you've got Dave Boyd over here with standing with Eric Grove. At the moment, looks like the umpires are going to walk off. Maybe a delay. They're certainly not going to their positions.
So the rain has been consistently falling, and it looks like it's going to continue to fall till at least 9 p.m. So that's the thing. You know, do you go into the delay? I believe it has to get through 5 innings to be official, right, Tripp? So
yeah, we got to get through 5 complete to be official.
And I don't think either of these teams, even though, you know, Martinsburg has a 1-0 lead, you don't want to get like kind of a cheap win, I feel like, in an EPAC game.
But both teams would have to bat twice more. Right. You know, we have to get. Looks like they're going to cover up the plate just so they don't lose it and cover up the mound, and that we don't. The 2 areas that are, you know, here comes the tarps. So probably out of safety. Maybe if they can get the rain to stop before they lose the infield, then, you know.
Right. But
I guess we'll have to Uber in some pizza or something. Uber Eats. If anyone's out there, me and Nick's hungry.
You know, that has worked for me before, Tripp. Shepherd football, we did a game in the studio this season. I asked if anybody wanted to bring us some pizza, and we actually got some pizza. So, you know, if somebody were to be generous, we would certainly take it. But I think we're going to probably
never hurts to ask.
It doesn't, no. But I think we're going to have to take here a break. Spencer back in the studio. You could put something on. That would be great after maybe a 2-minute break or so, whatever you need to do.
So we're not going to unveil the Nick and Tripp show?
No, I don't think we need to do that necessarily. But I think we got you a Charger trip, so.
Yeah, I can keep track of the Musselman game. It was 2-1
Right.
at Musselman a minute ago. Very tight ball game. Trevor Bohr and Alex Bromwell's into a little bit of a pitching duel up there as well. I'm not sure if it's raining. My phone's dead, so I'd text up there to see how the weather is up that way. But just as it went dead, they were playing at that point. So I think it goes to show you what we're going to see in the EPAC this year. We got 2 one-run games with the with the sectional opponents here, with Spring Mills and Musselman, Martinsburg and Hedgesville, who's going to ultimately fight for the sectional title. And we got a pitching matchups that are, in some games that are some pretty good games right now.
Yeah, so we're going to take a break, and we'll see kind of what we decide to go to. Maybe we'll come back and talk a little bit about EPAC baseball, because we don't know how long this is going to be, but also maybe we'll go on the radio side to some basketball, and on the TV side probably to some sort of programming. But we'll figure it out here after a break and then let you know. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
We can get Ballard.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Catch the excitement of the West Virginia High School baseball and softball seasons on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hit it into left field, and that'll drop. Coming around is Sifford, and the ball is going to slow up, and he's going to score, and Martinsburg's going to walk it off and get the win. We have over 25 games scheduled featuring the schools in the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Every game will be live right here on Talk Radio WRNR, TV 10, and our WRNR TV YouTube page.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com. Cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
Audio.
Check. Check.
Check 1 2. Check. That's not good. Oh, this guy unplugged that.
Oh, I got something. Hello. Check.
Check 1 2. Check. We welcome you back here to Hedgesville, the baseball complex here. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin. So, Trip, we found out from Coach Grove it was going to be a 15-minute delay. That was about 3 or 4 minutes ago, so about 10 minutes or so until they may try to retake the field. But based on the radar, it looks like this one's probably going to have to be postponed as the rain continues to come down here, and it's supposed to be raining until 9, but it has slowed up a little bit, but, I mean, we'll see. And that creates, a difficult situation for these two teams because you have to get this game in at some point, but you just kind of got to figure out then when.
Yeah, you look at your schedule throughout the year, and I'm not saying that you strategically place these opponents because you have to play them. And generally, this is the Friday night is first Friday nights when Martinsburg plays Hedgesville every year. But you kind of plan for that a little bit in your pitching and your setup games. And now you're kind of you got to get this game in at some point, maybe an open date or something like that. So I don't think that benefits either team. It just may come down to, finding an open date. It's just I'm sure they both wanted to get it in tonight. Like Coach Grove said, I didn't really make the call. Jeff King was noticing some kids slipping in the box, and I think right after that pass ball that Jameer moved up, Sosa kicked off to the right and kind of slid his leg out and hit that mud over there. As we can see it now starting to gather, I think that's when he started to notice. And right after that, after the next batter, I think Siffer took a strike there, and he kind of walked out and kept Martinsburg's team in the dugout, and so that's where we've been since then. So, both coaches are kind of standing out in the field looking at it, but I think we're losing the field, and if it doesn't stop soon, it's probably not going to happen. But we do have a 2-1 game going on up at Musselman, so it must not be raining as much up there, or they're getting a little better field conditions as Musselman's up 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth on their home field. Taryn Boyles is on second base. Trevor Bohr is on first, and Aiden Seitz is at the plate with 1 out and 1 strike. You also got Washington down playing a very good Stonebridge team at Stonebridge, and they're knotted up in a 2-2 game. Brandon Dunbar is on the mound at the moment, and there's 2 outs, and he's in a little bit of a jam with men on second and third, so he's trying to wiggle off of that hook. But at the moment, 2-2, and Washington is, if they can get that win down there, that's a huge win. They're just a very good school, and when you look at the hits at this point, Washington has 2, Dunbar and Clem, and looks like that Stonebridge has 4 hits. And only 1 extra base in that game so far. It's a double. Clem has a double for Washington, and Valbach has a double for Stonebridge. So, just playing them close tells you how good Washington can be against we've seen them blow out Berkeley Springs, shorthanded Berkeley Springs. Team doesn't have a JV team this year, struggling up there, so we're hoping that things get put together up there soon. But Washington's a team we don't talk about much, except that we know they lost Ottomeyer and Broughton and a lot of seniors last year. But looks like they are filling in those spots pretty good. Their lineup right now is Brandon Dunbar, and they have a transfer from Jefferson, Cameron Gill batting second. Colin Reed is in the 3-hole. Cam Moore, who we know can light up the scoreboard. They have Jackson Earl, the young man that played JV last year, who had a great day against Berkeley Springs. Connor Smith, the DH, and the young sophomore as well. Schillenberg playing third. Dupree, Clem, and McCarthy, all names that, except for McCarthy, the rest of that lineup is just all new faces that are getting it done down there.
Yeah, and you look at Washington. We had Coach DeSarno on the show, and that's a program that's pretty excited. I think they got the lights this year, so that's exciting for them. They certainly showed some talent last year, even though they didn't go as far as you'd want to in the playoffs. Obviously, it's a tough section there with Jefferson being a part of it. I mean, the entire EPAC's a tough section, so there's not an easy road. But with that Jefferson legacy, to get over the hump there is going to be tough to do. But, I mean, Washington is a program that they didn't play a whole lot of games last year because of Coach DeSarno joining the team kind of later than the rest of the state's coaches. So looks like we may have a decision here from the umpire as Coach Byler walks over. But, I mean, that's an exciting Washington team, and I think they'll do some good things this year again like they did last year.
Looks like the game's been canceled here at Martinsburg. at Hedgesville. The Hedgesville-Martinsburg game has been banged due to rain, and certainly agree with the – you can sit here as long as you want and force Hedgesville to go out there when the rain stops and use all kinds of drying agents and all. There's still going to be areas that's going to be slippery. The baselines here are not grass. They're dirt, and it's cold. The other part of it is I don't think after any type of break that you can bring those two young men back out with their arms at this point in the season. So, probably a good thing that we're not seeing these guys come back out and have to compete after a long break and get loose again and that type of thing, especially this early. Now, should it be, hot or summer and they can, stay loose and that type of thing. But you can get really tight real quick. So I commend the coaching staff and the umpires here for putting the safety first over competition, as much as I'm sure they all want to play. And the kids think they can play in the Mud Bowl here and not get hurt, and they're invincible. But that's why the adults are here.
Yeah, definitely seems like the right decision. So we'll wrap things up here. Currently the score will be 1-0 in the third. But for Dylan Bishop, Trip Tobin, I'm Nick Verzolini. Spencer Dupuis back in the studio. You may hear from him, or he may just turn it over to Westwood One's coverage of the NCAA tournament. But this has been Martinsburg, Hedgesville, West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll be back next week with plenty of baseball, Trip.
It'll be a good game against Martinsburg and Jefferson at Martinsburg, and that night we're going to have the field dedication. We're going to have some dignitaries out, and hopefully anybody that wants to come out next Tuesday night to Martinsburg at around 6 for a kind of a ceremonial first pitch, as we have our first EPAC game on the turf there Tuesday night. And we thank all those who were involved in that personally. We'll thank the City Council, the County Council, the Development Authority, and some of the delegates that were helping in that, and, of course, the Randy Smith Foundation. So hopefully if you're in the area and you want to speak with some of those guys, talk to them about a few things, I'm sure that's a good time to catch up with them. And if you have any concerns, and if you want to give them a handshake, I know they try to do all they can. Mike Hornby, Mike Height, Jason Barrett, some of the few that'll be in there, Merrick Householder, John Hardy, those guys that go down there and spend weeks and weeks and months down there fighting for this area of the state. It'd be nice to go out and shake their hand and if you don't know those guys personally, they're very personable, approachable, and it'd be a great time to come out, see some great baseball, EPAC baseball, and also see those guys and see what they're doing for the area and the community, and just get to know them.
Yep, looking forward to that next week. So that does it here for us. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next week with more high school baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia, that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
Welcome here into the post-game, kind of a post-game scoreboard show here, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, where you get the job done right the first time. Call them at 304-901-477 or visit their Facebook page. This game tonight getting postponed officially at 8:09 p.m. and score 1-0 in favor of Martinsburg. That game will be made up. Depending on our schedule, we'll obviously try to get to that finish of that game. We'll update you when we know. We will update you when we know when the game will happen. But after two innings, middle of the third inning, game is postponed 1-0. Take a look at some other scores here around the area. Tripp mentioned it. Washington at Stonebridge of Power in Northern Virginia. That game currently stalemated at 2 at the end of the fourth. And they're headed into the top of the fifth inning, where Washington will come to bat. Looking at some other games here, talk to the Musselman EPAC game that they are getting started tonight against Spring Mills. They're currently in the lead 2-1. Let me see who scored in that one. As I pull up the game changer, here is one in the top of the third for Spring Mills, and then two in the bottom of the third for Musselman. Musselman at home. It was a single from Sweeney to put Spring Mills on top 1-0, and then Carter scores on an error, and Hartman strikes out swinging, but Moberly scores, so it's 2-1 in favor of Musselman at Musselman. Let's see if there's any other games going on right now. I believe the softball game going on right now is that Spring Mills and Musselman game. Is Musselman on top in the girls softball as well, 2-1 top of the fifth inning. That one's cruising along. It is 2-1 in favor of the Musselman Applemen here. But what we'll do right now is on TV 10, we'll have our interviews from the show today. From the show, including JT DeSarno, Washington head baseball coach, as well as Tyson Bagent. We'll have that, and then we'll have some other local programming on TV 10 for the rest of the night. But for Dylan Bishop, Nick Verzolini, Trip Tobin, I'm Spencer Dupuis, saying so long. We'll get this one redone at some point. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, The Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talk radio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.